Hey, good morning, everybody. And happy New Year to everybody. You know, that's probably the beauty to stand here to do it. You know, to everybody, not one-on-one. Just before we get started, yesterday we had a pre-meeting, and I was sort of, working on the PowerPoint presentation to update it for today's session. And the team was, in the background joking and blah, blah, yeah, we do, Matt can do it, and blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't really listening because I was typing, right? And now I know what you meant, because we get videotaped and critiqued, Thank you very much for that. Mom, I'm on television, okay. Actually, we saw a very nice presentation so far with a lot of charts and pictures and this kind of stuff. So now we show you how we can reduce it to the max. Okay, that's a different thing. This is still our charter. Develop a plan of action that improves the CIBVP culture across business units in Asia. There was a lot of heated discussion about how big the circle of CI culture would be and how, in relationship to that, the BBP dot would be. We just recently found out through various actions that BBP should be probably a little bit bigger, but we will tell you why that is in Shanghai, not here. All right. So last time between Macau and KL, we probably it was more about setting the scene, getting started, develop the questionnaire, getting all the data from internal rather than external. And now the approach between KL and Saigon was actually to carry on execution of internal interviews with our three key stakeholders in the business units. And then after that, we sort of went through the analysis of the data, and we sort of then, based on that one, we developed a questionnaire for external, basically. We assessed the best-in-class external companies. We had a big chart that showed that was taking a look at financial data, growth and ROS and EBIT, how they were positioned, their global footprint. It had to be all across Asia and this kind of stuff. So based on that one, we came up with the 15 best-in-class companies to actually do a questionnaire with or an interview with. And so far, well, we'll come to this in a minute. So we executed a few external interviews, and the result assessment has been done through our weekly audit conferences. So what's the current status? We executed over 100 internal interviews. The results were in some areas very much the same. In other areas that we had these aha effects. Then, based on that, we went out and we did 7 external interviews. Some of them were really like, they're talking the same language as JCI. That was one of the key findings. And then the other one was, there is an area there where we can learn from it. And I think, this is what we really want to show in the final presentation, where we can sort of steal ideas from other companies. We did a similar thing as Group B. Actually, we wanted to meet all of us in Singapore, but then due to the financial situation and due to availabilities of people, we did not quite manage to do that. So we were 5 people, or 4 people in Singapore. And then the rest of the teams, were in Shanghai and in Australia. So we did conference calls and net meetings, this kind of stuff. But basically, because it's such a vast subject, we wanted to have a face-to-face discussion with the people. We went then, after the discussions, we split up into project groups, basically, and carried on with the work. And then afterwards, we met again and we assessed the results. We found a very nice tool on the internet in order to compare the data that we had, from all those interviews, the 100 internal ones and the internal ones that was, to compare, to put it into relationship. How many percentages of this area affected another area and this kind of stuff. So we had a very nice statistical chart after that put everything into relationship. Maybe we could have put some of the charts here, but anyway. Then we started to establish the presentation framework. I think that's very important for this session as well, to work on that one. And again, yesterday we had a pre-meeting here in Saigon actually to get started to make a deep dive into this into all the information that we have around us. And we shared the latest results of our interviews because during the last week I think we did another three interviews with external companies. So that was kind of nice to share the key findings. So next steps, we continue with external interviews. We have set up one more and maybe another one, so that would be like 1 week, because everybody knows we have to be ready actually in 2 weeks. I mean the final presentation in 4 weeks, but in 2 weeks we have to give the sort of draft version to the key stakeholders and say, okay, we need to have a buy-in for that. We are still working on the clarify and define valuable and implementable actions to enhance the CI culture, and we're also still planning a pilot. So whether or not that is feasible and when we can do that, we're struggling with that, but still we want to do something like that to say, hey, this is what we've done, and maybe job 1 + 90 or something. We can come up with the results and then follow up actually also after Shanghai. Not only say, okay, JCLE, that was it, thank you very much, bye bye, but maybe sort of carry on. But it's a question mark behind that. Well, then we need to continue and finalize the presentation. Do that in the next 2 weeks, and then after that there should be only like tweaks and modifications here and there, and then probably also rehearse it. That's one of the key areas here. We have seen some of the older stuff from the older JCE programs and SAP programs that we have assessed, and those presentations sort of gave a good insight of how the presentation will look like this one. And we will follow up during our weekly phone calls to sort of know where we are. And actually we've also planned to have a meeting in Shanghai actually before the presentation. So this is where we are at the moment, and looking forward to it.